18 significant things babies are trying to tell you. The first year with a baby is both stressful and exciting, as any parent is aware. You have no idea why your infant cries constantly, says, nay, and grabs their ears. Any of this implies. Thankfully, researchers have discovered this special baby language, and I'm here to give the hints. You must identify what your little one is attempting to say. Let's begin with your baby's cries. The primary method babies communicate their wants throughout the first 4 months of life is by crying. The following are 7 distinct screams to watch out for and what they signify. 1. A cries for help. Have you ever heard your infant cry for 5 or 6 seconds before pausing for the next 20? That is in cries for help. This indicates that your baby has been left alone for an extended period of time, and now desperately requires your attention. If you don't answer straight away, you'll hear this interesting crying cycle, repeated multiple times more. So pick up your little one, and show them all the affection they deserve. 2. A cry of hunger. With one small difference. This type of crying is extremely similar to a calling cry. If you don't respond straight away, the crying quickly turns hysterical. It is obvious that it's time to eat. 3. A cry of pain. Once you've heard a pain cry, you won't never confuse it with any other cries. This crying is repetitive and continuous. Smaller fits of hysteria, however, signal that the pain is getting worse, and that you need to see a doctor right away. If your baby isn't strong enough to produce loud noises, then this form of crying is also very loud. 4. An emotional cry. Like this, babies cope with a variety of physiological processes, such as gas, urinating, and pooping. And these can make them feel worse than you realize. Surprisingly, infants normally alert their parents immediately, by squeaking and moaning as they cry. 5. A sleeping cry. Another issue with babies is that sometimes they simply cannot sleep. In this situation, the crying sounds like a sour and smooth wine, followed by a lot of yawning. You may keep an eye out for these warning signs as well, because sleepy newborns often rub their eyes and ears. 6. A cry of discomfort. This crying often follows fidgeting and sounds quite agitated. Your infant can also arch their backs, and flap their arms and legs. It's probably time to check their diaper, or change their clothes at this point. They could be either too warm or too cold. 7. A cry of boredom. This one happens a lot. Your kid cries, and despite your best efforts, you are unable to determine what is wrong. Take it easy. Your baby is just annoyed or bored. Walk them around the house or outside. The crying can be immediately stopped by making a small environmental change. Now that you understand the various crying situations, it's time to discuss the other noises your baby produces. Yes, each of these weird noises has a distinct meaning. Dr. Priscilla Dunstan, an Australian doctor, has spent more than 20 years researching early childhood noises. During her investigation, she looked at 3 to 4-month-old infants from various nationalities. Dunstan claims that your baby doesn't begin actively communicating sounds until they are 4 months old. Prior to that, the sounds are simply a basic reflex that needs to be understood. So, here's a little sound reference. 8. Neigh is short for, hey, I'm hungry here. Help feed me. The sucking reflex is triggered when your baby pushes their tongue to the top of their mouth, which produces this sound. 9. Means, I think I'm about to burp. Your baby next strives to remove the extra air from their mouth as it begins to exit the infant's esophagus. 10. OWH stands for, I'm so exhausted and sleepy. Your infant only needs to purse their lips before yawning to make this noise. 11. Hey is baby talk, meaning, I'm not feeling it, I'm uncomfortable. The primary cause is likely some form of uncomfortable sensation. The infant can also express their emotions by jerking and moving their hands and feet all the time. 12. Air means, help, my stomach hurts. As your baby stretches his or her belly and breathes out, this unusual noise may develop into a moaning. Don't disregard these signs, take immediate action. And that's pretty much all there is to know about infant sounds. Ready to become a baby whisperer yet? But hold on, I still have a crucial lesson for you, baby movements. The body language of small newborns can be used to read their moods and wants. Let's look at this. 13. Arching their backs. Parents are aware that babies under 2 months old frequently arch their backs. There are a few exceptions to the general rule that it's just a normal reaction to discomfort or colic. When your baby arches its back while eating, it indicates reflux. When it does so after eating, it indicates fullness. And if your kid is more than 2 months old and still does it, there's no reason to be concerned. They are likely just tired or cranky. 14. The head turning motion. This is how your baby is attempting to calm down. Usually, you can tell when they're about to fall asleep or spend time with strangers. The good news is that you can assist your infant. Just give them a soft rub on the back, and they'll start to calm. Taking their legs up. Colic and stomach pain in a newborn baby are practically guaranteed throughout the first few months of life. Your infant tries to manage it on their own by elevating their legs to block off the uncomfortable feelings. But any further assistance from you is greatly appreciated. Tummy rubs are great. 18. They jerk their arms. Little babies' startle reflex is triggered by loud noises, bright lights, and abrupt awakenings. They jerk their arms in panic as a result. In this situation, it is your responsibility to reassure and calm your baby. That's all. Then, that is all you needed to understand your baby's thoughts. Parents should speak to their infants as frequently as possible, according to pediatricians. Even if you think they don't understand you, show them anything around, describe how it works, or give them interesting stories. They will be able to express their demands more effectively as a result of this continuous communication by creating their own unique noises and movements. Do you have any personal methods for communicating with babies? Suggest in the comments section. Don't forget to click subscribe, like,